some towards the middle there. But it can come up here. Close. $2:30, so we're gonna get started. So how is everybody?
Fantastic.
Oh, that is the first time I've heard fantastic. I love it. So how many of you are well fueled? Did you eat lunch before this? All right, well make sure you do, because you know what happens in the summer. Our classes are a little bit longer and more condensed into a shorter time frame. We're gonna keep up our energy. So definitely make sure you eat before this class. Okay. All right, good afternoon, Billy and Alejandra and Diana. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get started. So online, I'm going to give a little shout out to you all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, sweet. Thank you. Appreciate the confirmation. All right, looks like we already have, do we have a handout? Oh, nope, went down. Okay. So we're going to ease you into this today. We got some things to accomplish. You've got to learn all about this course to decide if you want to remain in the course for the summer. It is action-packed, so you're going to have to make sure you're ready to rock for this summer. We are here in EGN 4450, Introduction to Linear Systems. This is out of the Department of Industrial and Management Systems Engineering. My name is Dr. Jamie Chilton, and I will be your guide on our journey through linear systems concepts. So not to worry anyone, our in-person and our online sections have been combined. So don't worry that it doesn't say 001 or 701. We are all in it together. So we are combined into one big hybrid course. So today we've got some things to accomplish. We're going to talk about introductions, course structure, expectations, good old syllabus, and then you're going to get started on one of the things that we need to get settled. How many of you have taken a hybrid course before? Just out of curiosity. Is that everybody now these days? How many have not then? Oh boy. Okay, so you're used to just coming to class, doing activities in class. Okay, well now you're going to get to experiment with some technology. So you're going to get a lot of experience in this course with MS Teams. So that will be something you'll be able to put on your resume after this course. You'll know all about it. So one of the things then that you need to know, if this is one of your first hybrid courses, there are cameras in here and there are microphones in here, so it can pick up what you say. So always be careful what you say in class, because it will be recorded. The other thing too, for our online students, please be careful of your mics. Oh, we got our first hot mic. So that was like perfectly timed. So that's what can happen if your mic all of a sudden comes on and we hear what you're doing instead of paying attention to class. It's not so bad if it's your mic, but I've had instances where it's been the video camera and we've seen some things that we shouldn't have. So just be aware of your mic and your camera and what you're saying in class. So how many of you have had me for a course? Anybody? Okay, so that means that most of you don't know me. Then my name is Dr. Jamie Chilton. Some things for you to know about me. I am out of the Industrial and Management Systems Engineering Department. However, my PhD was in biomedical engineering. So any of you who are very interested in the biotech industry or careers in biotech or medical engineering, please come ask me, because I worked in industry before becoming faculty here at USF. So that was quite an interesting career. I've also worked for government. So any of those type of career options, I will give you the ins and outs and all the tips I can. So please feel free to come ask me after class about all of that. Some other things that I will briefly mention is that I am also the faculty advisor for the Society of Women Engineers. So I am going to encourage all of you to please make sure that you join a student organization. Does anybody know why? Why might it behoove you to join a student organization? Anybody have some ideas why it's a good idea? How many of you are in one right now? Anybody? Why did you join? No reason? Thought it'd be something cool to pass the time?
I mean, just, I don't know. My friends did, so I just.
Oh, okay. That's a good reason. Yeah, for fellowship? Yes, you had your hand raised.
I was gonna say it was good for future networking.
Oh, for sure. So if you haven't already, please join a student organization. They will help you network with employers, which leads to internship opportunities. A lot of the organizations will also let you know all the details about attending big conferences that will have big career fairs with employers. The other thing too is that if you do not have any internship experience and you're trying to get your first internship, a lot of times employers are going to be looking for what else do you do with your time where I should take a chance on you. So they're going to want to see your involvement in your community, seeing that you're being proactive about your career. So just a little heads up there. So if you have any questions about student organizations, I'm also your go-to source. The other thing that I thought I would let you know, just a little cool trivia, I also co-lead the Engineering Education Abroad program for our College of Engineering. We will be going to Germany in spring break 2027. So if anybody loves to travel and is interested in having education abroad as one of the things that they do while you're here at USF, please come see me. We do lots of fun things in Germany, and I'd love to tell you about that too. So I am all about your success in and out of the class. Thought I would show you a couple snapshots of my lovely husband and I. We like getting out and having adventures together. So that's basically what we do. We live very simply so that we can afford to go travel, but that's one of the things that we really have in common. We just can't sit still in the house, so we're always trying to find something new to experience, whether it's food or activities or places to go. So if that's you as well, I would love to hear about your adventures. I do not know who our TAs are yet for this course, but I'm going to let you know as soon as I do. Otherwise, they would be here today to introduce themselves. But who do we have in here today? Where's the industrial engineers? Okay, so we have about, okay. Got a couple of them. How about computer science? Boy, okay. We have computer engineering. Okay. Cybersecurity. IT. Am I forgetting anybody? Let's see. No? All right, so we got a few majors in here. Oh, I think yep, CE. All right. So we got a mixed bag. So are any of you sophomores, your second year? Okay, how about juniors? Oh, do we have any seniors? Oh, good. Okay, so we got juniors and sophomores. Perfect. So that means you're all going to be kind of similar levels of experience with this type of mathematics. So I would recommend that you all be very helpful with one another. And definitely we're going to be working in teams to be solving a lot of different problems. So you'll get to know each other well in this course. Something to know about me is that I use Canvas as my way of connecting with you all. So you will have our Teams meetings for classes, but other than that, everything's going to be on Canvas. So please make sure if you need me for any reason, please make sure to reach out to me on Canvas. I don't use USF email, and I don't use Teams outside of live class or office hours. So Canvas is the way to go, because then I know when I go in there that I've addressed all of your questions and issues. And I don't have to fight through all the spam and unimportant things that seem to fill up my email. So I get right to you. The other thing too is I am very protective of my personal time on the weekends. So I'm already here over 40 hours a week during the normal business week. So on the weekends, I do need to tend to personal and family matters. So if you message me during the weekend or a holiday, you'll get a reply back the following week during business hours. So that'll be something important to note. So just kind of a recap. For communication purposes, our live class sessions will be on Teams for those online folks. We will be communicating through Canvas, and that'll be during the work week. I do have some office hours set up for you already. So if you already have questions, please let me know. Those will be Tuesdays, 5 to 6 p.m. It'll be after our class on Tuesday while questions are still fresh in your mind. Also, those of you who work, hopefully it'll catch you after you're done with your business day. So I'll be on Teams then. You will see a Teams channel for office hours pop up there for you, and you'll be able to hop on and I will be right there. Same for your TAs when we know who they are. But I do hope that when you leave here from this course, that you'll have a really good appreciation for how much this course is involved in most applications of engineering. Some way, somehow, most likely you're going to be using linear algebra concepts. We are going to need to break down very complex systems into simpler ways of solving them. Linear algebra forms the foundation of many of the things that you will go on to do as sophisticated engineers. But all of these concepts, no matter what major you are, you're going to use them in some sort of way. So you'll be surprised how much linear algebra infiltrates all engineering applications. So we're going to be exploring that through your projects this semester, and you'll get a really good idea that you're going to need to know this stuff. Or at least know what to put in as really good prompts for AI, right? But you at least need to know the bare basics here. So some of our main course topics are going to be, you know, what is actually a system of linear equations? We're going to be dealing a lot with matrices. We're going to be talking quite a bit about determinants. You're probably familiar in some of your other courses with vector spaces. And then we're going to get on to eigenvalues and eigenvectors as well. So those are going to be really useful to you later on. I will say that it is an intro course. We're not going to get all the way through our textbook. It is a 2-credit course, not a 3-credit course. So it is an intro course. So I'm going to cut back your work accordingly. So you'll have exams and you will have a project, but you will not have homework other than those things. You'll have to get together with your teams, but there's not going to be homework that you need to do on a weekly basis. So I find that you probably all do your homework using AI now anyway. So we might as well go through those problems together during class and then spare you that time outside of class time. So we're going to be working problems in class, so be energetic, be ready to work with other people so that we can work through those problems. You'll know how to do it. You'll understand what AI is doing. If you happen to use it for solving a lot of complex systems, you'll be able to tell when AI is wrong. That's going to be a big part because AI is simply not perfect yet. All right, so here are some things you're gonna need, and you will notice up there. Who can notice that top picture? What do you think's going on there?
2 webcams.
Yeah, we're gonna need 2 cameras. So we have had, unfortunately, at USF a lot of rampant cheating. So we are becoming more and more sophisticated with our proctoring of exams. So for this course, since it's hybrid, Everybody's gonna be taking their exam the same way. You'll be taking it online through Canvas. You'll need to have 2 cameras to be proctored with HonorLock. So HonorLock is USF's official proctoring system. And so it now requires 2 video cameras. So one of them will be a front-facing webcam like you're used to. It's already embedded in your laptop for most of you. But you will need a side camera that then can see the side view of you and what is going on in front of you and what you're doing on your monitors. So you will need that side camera. So that'll be your expense for this particular course. Anything else that you choose to purchase for this course will be up to you. And I'll let you make that decision for yourself. But you will need to have that side camera. So we're going to be using Teams quite a bit, as you will see. And then obviously Canvas is something that you're going to want to have downloaded on your laptops and computers. You'll also want to have it on your phones. Same with Teams. That way you're never disconnected from your teammates or any of the assignments that might be due, and you can keep on top of things. So both of those are available, I'm sure, as you probably know, as apps. So Maximilian has a question, can a phone be used as a side camera? No, it cannot. So we will want to get a designated side camera. So phones do not count as a side camera. So that's a great question. So in terms of your textbook, here is where you get a choice, like I said. So with this textbook, did anybody notice it in Canvas?
It was a PDF.
Yeah, so there's a PDF in there. So I'm trying to keep the course very inexpensive so that the only thing you need to do is get the side camera. So the linear algebra textbook is in there for you. I provide you with all different study guides for the exams. So if you want extra resources through the publisher Wiley, like if you want extra problem sets, or you want problem answers to a lot of different things, or you want any of their online study resources, that'll be up to you whether or not you want to purchase that. Or if you want to pair up with different people and share resources, up to you. But you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. You can just use what I've provided there. The other thing that you definitely want to do is, everybody have Microsoft 365? I'm sure that's probably a given for most of your courses, right? You can get that for free, so please don't pay for that either. Then anything else, we might do some different YouTube videos. If we feel so inclined, we might decide to pick out an interesting movie that relates to linear algebra. So those will be details later. And most likely those will be something that you might do with other people in your class, so you wouldn't have to buy it. So hopefully you'd figure out who might have access to some of these things. But lots to come. So if you do decide to go ahead and get the textbook on your own through Wiley, that ebook, do make sure it's the 12th edition. You don't want to be referring to problems that we don't know, that don't match with the latest edition. So I will leave that up to you, but we are looking at the 12th edition for this course. So don't forget your HonorLock proctoring of exams. So that's something you'll want to decide if you want to take the course. That'll be something that will be required of everyone, whether you're in the in-person or the online section. Now, this course is going to be interesting because it's considered synchronous. And so I asked people if everybody's aware of what that means. So yes, you have a question.
Side camera, do you guys have it in USF or we need to buy somewhere else?
Yeah, so that'll depend upon you for your side camera, like what it is you want to expend. So you should be able to get them pretty cheaply on Amazon, just a USB.
Do you guys have it on at USF or no?
You could see if the bookstore has them, but that's kind of something that people kind of like to buy, you know, their personal preference. So you don't have to get what USF offers. as long as it connects to your laptop through USB or USB-C, and it works with auto lock, you should be good to go. Yeah, so
For the exam, is it specific? Can you take it at any time or does it be specifically like in 2:30?
oh yeah, so we're getting into that. Exactly. For sure. So that ties in right with this point. So synchronous. Everybody know what that means? So that means you have designated times in your student self-services, right? When you register for the course. So we're not going to be jumping way ahead. We're all going to keep on the same pace together. When we're here in class together, we're going to be working on problems together. You will be basically given materials as we progress through the chapters. You'll notice new modules popping up for that content. So that's different from an asynchronous course. So has anybody ever taken an asynchronous course before? You probably have through like Coursera or maybe some other platform maybe. But with an asynchronous course, that means everything is front loaded for you. And they usually use terms like self-paced. Does that kind of ring a bell? So yeah, so with asynchronous courses, they load everything in there and then you just in your free time, you'll go through and do little portions of it at a time, whenever you're free. But we're more classical style with the synchronous days time. So there's going to be things that we're going to be doing all at the same time together. But that brings me to the point about exams. So that means we're going to be taking exams during designated days times for this class. And that means that everybody will be taking exams at the same time. So there's no confusion. You'll know what days the exams are going to be. You know it's during class time. So did anybody notice that all of those have already been listed for you in Canvas? Yeah, so the course schedule is already in there for you. Also, all of your mandatory exam dates are in there for you. So you can go ahead and plan right now, like to make sure you're available on those days. I also call it, you probably heard this too, this course is hybrid format. So it's not only synchronous, it's also hybrid, which means that we've got everybody together from our online or in-person sections. That means we're going to be doing a variety of activities. So some of our class sessions during our time will be here in class. Sometimes it'll be online. Sometimes it'll be video watching. Sometimes it'll be teamwork. But irrespective of the activity, we know that you all are available during these times. So we'll be able to coordinate all of our things together. You'll also be taking your exams during class times too. But we do have a couple asynchronous aspects. So you're always going to find all of your assignments, all your materials in Canvas that you can access at any time. The one thing also though is with Microsoft Teams, please make sure that you use your USF account. We are not allowed to let unauthorized users in. So if you're trying to come in with your cell phone or some other thing that's not your USF account, I can't allow you in. So it's got to make sure you have logged into Teams with your USF account, and then you're all good to go. Pass through with no problems into the team meeting. I would recommend that you download the full application as well as be versed in how to use the website version. The other thing that I wanted to make sure that you are understanding is there's going to be a couple different channels in Teams. So under the general channel, you're going to see all our meetings together. And there's going to be a meeting for each class session. So that way, if you miss something on a certain day, you know how to go right to it and find that recording for that day if you need to. The other thing too is you're going to see the office hours channel, and then later you're going to see all your different private teams channel for your teams, for your team projects. So quite a few things going on with Teams. Please make sure you stop me if you've never used Teams like this before. You want me to show you where different things are because I want to make sure you're well versed in how to use it. I would say a big majority of employers use Teams. Either that, if they're not using Teams, they might be using Zoom or some other comparable platform. So it's going to be really, really important that you know how to work these well. I think we had a question over here. Did you have another question? Did I miss one? No? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so this will not be asynchronous because Billy G says I did async last summer and did all the assignments on the last day of class. So no, you won't be able to do that here. Let's see. So Samuel says, will the class sessions recordings be available after class ends? Yeah, so as soon as class ends, the recording will save. And so you'll want to wait a little bit of time because it needs to save properly. But usually within like a half hour after class is over, you should be able to access that recording through Teams. Does everybody know how to do that? You ever had to access recordings of class sessions through Teams before? Nope.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, let's see if I can. So it won't be a perfect thing right now, but you will see a screen. We've got a couple different screens in Teams. So this one is going to be that kind of shows the overview of the course. So like I said, here's your general channel. There's going to be some other channels that pop up for you to use. You'll notice that you have some different menu options here across the top. So once we've had our first class session, there's going to be another menu option that says Files. And then once you click into that, you'll have a whole folder that's recordings of the class. It's not showing up now because we don't have our first recording yet over. But you'll want to go ahead and look up here through those menu options. And I'll show you next time just in case you didn't see it. So here's like kind of our overview for our course. And then obviously we have the class session with all the attendees in this window. So you'll want to become familiar with these different windows in Teams. And then also we're going to be showing, you'll want to be familiar with how to like share your screen, like different cool stuff like that. So any of those kind of things that you need help on, please let me know. All right, so, yeah, so very, very important thing to kind of learn about is Teams. But like I said, we're only going to be using it for those class sessions where we have live class sessions, and then we're going to be using it for office hours. Other than that, I am not on Teams all day long, just so you know. I have to go teach other classes. I have other meetings. So I'm not hanging out on there all day. All right, so this is going to be a very fast-paced course, as you can imagine, because who knows how long our summer is.
Weeks.
You're like, oh my goodness, how many weeks? It's 10 weeks. Whereas your normal semesters are usually 15, folks. So we gotta crunch it into 10. So my biggest recommendation to you all is please don't fall behind. You're gonna wanna make sure you keep up with what's going on in Canvas. You're going to want to be looking out for a couple of these different items. So hopefully you already noticed that there's PowerPoint files for each of the chapter sections. There's also videos for each of those sections. We're going to be having in-class discussions and problem sets. We're obviously going to have some different homework assignments with your teams, and you'll have that final team project. And then don't forget, you're going to have those exams. But like I said, most of the stuff we're going to try to get done during class. So it's less homework for you all. Yes.
Is this gonna be a flip class?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Lectures online and then?
Yes.
And we,
And then we do problems together in person. You're exactly right. So good observation there. So how it works is since we have both in-person and online sections, I'm trying to bring you the best of both worlds, where you get a little taste of an online class and you get in-person help as well. So what happens is on Thursdays, you will have your videos in Canvas to review. So you want to make sure that you go through those different concepts. So the videos are not longer than a normal class session, so it'd be the same amount of time. So you want to make sure you go through those content videos, and then the following Tuesday, I'm going to count on all of you having watched those videos, because on Tuesdays, who can guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be doing all of the problems. So if you have no idea when I say, ooh, what's a coefficient matrix? Then it'll be a little bit harder to get through all those problems as fast as you want to in a class period, right? So do make sure that you watch them. I'm going to count on you doing so. So there's where you have your flipped classroom format. You will need to watch those videos before you come in, before we do all our problems together. So we're going to try to have some fun here during class where you're going to get to do problems with each other. We might have some friendly competitions. We'll see what kind of creative stuff you all come up with. And hopefully that'll kind of really sink in like how to solve complex systems in very simple ways. And then you'll have your team project that you will also have class time to work on. So you'll see how it all goes as we go along. So who noticed something else that I posted in Canvas that would probably be pretty important, given what I just said about all the things going on? What might be a good piece of information to kind of bookmark or know exactly where it is? So Alejandro, you are right. There are no live sessions on Thursday. So that is your day to use this class time to go through the content videos. You can pause them. Fast forward parts you already know. So that part will be kind of at your own pace. You're going to want to get it done on Thursdays. And then on Tuesdays, we come in, we work problems together.
So there's no class in person?
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about meeting here. So I'm kind of trying to basically show you what it's like to have both an online and an in-person class at the same time. So Thursdays you have your videos, and then on Tuesdays when we come in, we do problems. So make sure you've watched those and you bring your questions. Yes, sir.
The homework assignments,
Yes.
is it gonna be in Canvas or is it gonna be like on Microsoft Teams? Because when I look at it, someone says you want Microsoft Teams. Is that true?
What is due on Microsoft Teams?
When I was looking at the syllabus.
So Microsoft Teams, that's a good question. So Microsoft Teams is used for live class sessions. It's used for your teamwork. Like, so you'll have a private team channel for your team. It's also used for office hours. But then everything else is going to be housed in Canvas. So you'll see all your assignments in Canvas. That's where you'll submit your assignments. Your Canvas will have important class announcements. Your Canvas will also have all of your exams, which you'll take online. So Canvas is really, really, really important to know. Okay, so any questions about what is going on?
I
Yeah.
see 7 videos right now.
Yeah.
When are we supposed to like watch those or
Yeah.
on Thursday we should watch all those?
So Thursday you will watch some content videos, and then on Tuesday you're going to be ready to work problems with me. So remember when I asked what's something important you might want to take note of? Did anybody notice anything in Canvas? So how will you know what will happen when?
Updated? No.
What do you guys think? So, anybody have an idea? All right, so let's go to it since looks like I'll need to show you on that one. All right. So what you'll want to pay very close attention to is this top module that says syllabus and course schedule. So your course schedule, you got your mandatory exam dates there, and then you also have your schedule. So let's take a look at that. And that's where all the good stuff is, folks. So if you notice, it'll tell you what's happening on each day. So for instance, Tuesday, we had our introduction to the course. We're going to be doing some other activities. Then Thursday, then it tells you which of your content videos you're going to review. And then it tells you for the following Tuesday, tells you what problems we're going to be looking at there. So you'll know exactly what's happening on what day. Also, we have a column here for what assignments are due. So this is something that you'll definitely want to make sure that you pay a lot of attention to. So I put it all the way up there at the top for you. So do make sure that you go through it. You'll notice that it also has the format listed. So if we're going to be hybrid, or if it's going to be individual work, or if it's going to be virtual only. So you'll want to look at the modality there or format. So that'll be important to pay attention to. But you can see that it follows a pretty repetitive pattern on like what you're doing. So Thursdays, you've got your content video, and then Tuesdays, we have our problems, we work together. And you'll be able to tell from like team meetings and other announcements that will clarify anything that you might have questions about. So the next Teams meeting that you'll see pop up will be for when? Tuesdays, yes. So what's happening on Thursday?
Individual work.
Yeah, you've got your individual work. Okay.
Can we still ask you if we need help in class or at your office hours?
Yeah, so office hours and that Tuesday session, when we go through the problems together, that's when you'll want to make sure that you get all those questions in. Definitely. All right, so that's something that you're going to want to make sure that you check out. Let's see if we got any questions from online. Yeah, so Christian says, yes, the scheduled calendar. Yes, you're absolutely correct. You're going to want to check that out. Okay. So then we have important point here on your grading scale. So I anticipate that most of you will get an A in this course if you put in good effort. And if you make sure that you keep up with the content, there's no reason not to get an A. You have exams that will make up 60% of your grade, and then your team project. And like I said, you'll have class time to work with your teams. So the majority, a lot of that will get done when you're all available during these class session times. So you'll notice that we have a very wide 10-point scale for an A. So that's why I say I would anticipate that if all of you keep up with the work, you pay attention to the videos, that you also come to our days when we're working problems, you ask your questions. I would highly recommend that you attend class. I know in summer that it's really tempting to just blow off class and just watch recordings later. But you'll be surprised in the summer how quickly things can kind of really pile up on you. You're going to want to make sure that you practice the problems, because on the exam, the element to an exam is that there's a time limit, right? So if you haven't seen those problems before and you're waiting till like the night before the exam, it becomes a little bit harder then for the exams to get all those problems done in time. So want to make sure you're practicing with me, okay? So I would highly recommend that Tuesdays become a very big priority for you. I know that you all have very busy schedules in the summer, so I've tried to make it where there's a lot of flexibility with this course, but Tuesdays are going to be really, really important for those problem sets. Okay, so here's some things that I do expect of you all. I do expect that you understand that A means excellent. I think a lot of students over the years have come to think of A's just as being, I met all the requirements of that assignment. That is not the case. Just because you do something, it doesn't mean that you do it well. So I do expect that A does mean excellent and very high quality work. So keep that in mind. It's also something that employers think as well. Do they want the student that just did the bare minimum of all the things that they had to do? No, they're going to want the employee that puts in the extra effort, that has that high quality to their work. So keep that in mind. You're doing all the things now to practice for when you are going to be employed one day. So you want to be thinking about, you know, what can I do to make sure that I'm putting forth quality work for my team members? Am I being a really good team member by responding to people's messages? You know, am I not procrastinating so I'm not stressing out the rest of my team? So be thinking about those types of things. Also, I do hope that you will get the most out of our times together when we work problems. So ask those questions, be ready to work problems with others, be giving of your time and understanding with your partners. You know, we're all at different learning paces, so this is something that you'll also encounter in the workforce. So anything that we can do to help other people, that's a really good attitude to have. The other thing too is I do expect as an A student, you will turn in all assignments on time. And that I also do expect that A students don't come up with all these excuses for why they couldn't do stuff. So if you're an A student, we can count on you. All right. Let's progress. All right. Final alert here. This course does have teamwork. So does anybody know why in the world we would throw in teamwork here?
Realistic.
It's realistic. Guess what you're going to do as soon as you get a job? You're going to be working in a team. There's no way around it. So we are trying to give you team project experience in every course that we can because we want you to make all of your mistakes here. Figure out here what doesn't work. That way you don't do it on the actual job and face any issues with potentially getting moved to a team that you don't want. Or, you know, worst case scenario, getting fired. So make your mistakes here, figure out what does and doesn't work for you. Figure out how you're better at finding people who have similar philosophies on teamwork, similar philosophies in work ethic. You're going to want to develop those skills and being able to find, you know, others that you can work well with. So it's going to be really, really important. Alejandro says, will there be practice mock exams posted on Canvas? You bet. Yes, of course. You will get study guides. You'll get practice exams. We'll be doing problems in class. So you're going to be really, really well versed on what's going to show up. So like I said, we're going to have a project that will be due the last week of classes. So that'll be week 10. So make sure you consult that course schedule so you know when that will be. So I put it up here Tuesday, July 21st, all that good stuff. All right, so then a little bit about exams. So we've already kind of covered this already, but you will be taking them during class time. So you'll want to see in Canvas, I've got that whole page for you on your mandatory exam dates that are already set for you, so you can plan ahead. You will be taking it at the same time as everybody else in the class during our class session times. Here, in case you haven't found the course schedule yet and you want to take a screenshot, here are your dates. So exam 1 is going to be Thursday, June 4th. We got exam 2, Thursday, June 25th. And then exam 3, Thursday, July 16th. So they're pretty evenly spaced as much as possible. You'll notice that they're all on Thursdays. So you can kind of get in a routine there. Now, one thing you should know, and students usually love this, is that your lowest exam grade is dropped. So that's really good news for those of you who have vacation plans, or you have internships where one of the days you just can't take the exam, or you have something else that possibly pops up. So just know that your lowest grade will be dropped. So if you're not able to make one of those exams, that doesn't mean your whole grade goes down the tubes. So that'll be the one that is dropped if you don't end up showing up. So do keep that in mind. Yes.
You allow taking the exams early?
Yeah. That has led to rampant cheating. So no, everybody's got to take exams on the same time on those dates during class time.
And
So on those dates, you'll be taking your exam from 2:30 to 3:45.
is there a separate final exam or is it just these three?
Just these three. Because instead of a final exam, you have that final team project. Yeah, because otherwise that'd be too much for a 2-credit course.
Is it cumulative?
So, yes and no. That's a great question. So each of these exams are on different chapters. And so theoretically, they're not cumulative because they're covering different chapters. However, if you don't understand some of the things from the earlier chapters, they all build on one another. So then it's gonna be harder to understand the concepts from the later chapters, if that makes sense. But no, not technically cumulative. But yeah, so the first exam will be on chapter 1, exam 2 is on chapter 2 and 3, and then exam 3 will be on chapter 4 and partial 5. So you'll see how it goes in the schedule. But you'll want to know all of those concepts because we'll build on them. So no taking exams early, that has led to cheating. Somebody takes an exam early and then tells everybody else what's on the exam. So why would you be allowed to take an exam early? There you go. Yes.
So the exam, is it more than 2 hours in since it's on between class times or a little less than that?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be less. So great question. So you'll notice that our class session timeframes are from 2:30 to 4:40. Now, for me to be fair to you compared to other semesters, I'm not gonna test you for 2 some odd hours, right? I mean, that'd be a much longer exam than your counterparts in the fall and spring semesters. So your exams are the same amount of time as their exams, which would be 1 hour and 15 minutes, the length of one class session time. So that means the rest of the time is yours to work in your teams, or to do whatever you want. Because I know your brain is gonna be fried, you're not gonna wanna do anything else on those days. So, but you will have an exam for only 1 hour and 15 minutes. Unless you have SAS accommodations, and then that's a different story. Please make sure that you get those documentation into me if you need it. Yes.
If it's gonna be out 15 minutes, how many questions would it be exactly?
Yeah, so on it, all the exams, there's only 10 questions, but they're different types of questions. And we'll talk about that closer to that time, right? So we're not gonna go through all the details of exams, but they're generally 10 questions. They have different types of questions like multiple choice or essay or a challenge question, or sometimes true, false. So you'll get a variety of questions, but there will only be 10. Yeah, so according to USF policy, there's only a few things that will allow you to have a makeup exam. Otherwise, you will need to use one of your drops. So that means if you do have an internship, you will need to make sure that you work out with your employer that you'll need to take exams on those designated days. Now, they should be very willing to do that since you're an intern and you are not a full-time employee. As an intern, they should expect that you still are in school and needing to pursue your degree. So they should be lenient about that. If you need my support on any kind of letter, or if you need me to talk to your boss, you just let me know. But they should be accommodating to interns, because that's the whole point. You're not a full-time employee, you are an intern. So please make sure if you do have an internship that you get those dates settled with your employer. Like I said, one of your exams can be dropped. So if there's something absolutely like a really important employer meeting that you have to make, then that will be the exam that you want to use that drop for. So do make sure that you plan wisely on that. So with the late policy, which obviously does not apply to exams, you'll notice that I have most of the assignments that are due on Tuesdays. I try to keep things as routine as possible. So like Tuesdays are our problem days. Tuesdays are when your assignments are due. Thursdays are when you have your videos, and Thursdays are when you have your exams. So that way you know what to expect throughout the semester. So if you do have a team assignment due on Tuesdays, just know you do have 3 days grace period without a late penalty to turn it in by Friday if you need to. But once that submission window closes on Friday, you will no longer be able to turn in your assignment. So do make sure that you get things in on the actual due date, and you treat that grace period as something that you're going to use for emergencies. Like if your internet goes out, or I don't know, something happened where you get stuck in traffic, you know, those kinds of things where you have it done, you just couldn't get it in by the deadline, and then you have that grace period to get it in. The other thing too is anything that we have that's labeled in class, I do expect you to finish in class. Make sure that you're participating and contributing to your team. So my favorite saying is, do or do not, there is no try. So either you're here in class and you're participating, or you take your exams or not. Either that or you get your assignments turned in on time or you don't. So you want to make sure that you are very purposeful in all this, that you plan ahead, and that you're going to be all going to be A students, because I definitely know that you can do it. Certainly no reason not to. So I would recommend that you anticipate that you have a couple hours that you're going to need to spend outside of class if you need the extra practice. So for instance, if we go over problems together and you need some extra practice, I recommend that you put in the time. Certainly if your team is not as efficient as you would like during class time, then you are going to have to put in the extra time outside of class to finish what you need to for your team assignments. So my key here is make use of class time. Don't make more work for yourself outside of class unless you really, really need to. Because I'm trying to account for you getting most of your stuff done in here, okay? We're gonna get that 2 credits in and not have you be laboring so much outside of class. All right, so any other questions? Let's see, Keegan says, are all all the exams are online? You bet. So they're all gonna be online. You don't need to come in here. You'll take them from a location of your choice. Just make sure that you have reliable internet and that you have HonorLock properly set up. And I find that most people do a lot better if they're in a place where they feel really comfortable, that they know that they're going to do well. They know that they can have their laptop plugged in, because as you notice, there's only so many plugs in a classroom. Yes.
So you said we don't have homework, but like we have team assignments, so there's no
Yes.
solo work, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm counting on you to come into class on Tuesdays and really participate. Make sure you know how to work the problems.
So team assignments are in person and online?
Yeah, so you're going to get designated teamwork time to work on those assignments.
No, like external homework.
Well, it will depend on the efficiency of your team. Like whatever you don't finish in class, then that will turn into homework. So, and there's going to be like some things that you will want to do outside of class. Like I'll give you one hint, like you're going to want to go on some team building excursion with your team. So that won't necessarily be in class, but it should be fun. But most of it you should try to get done in class. Those days that are designated mark. And you know that people are available then. So then it kind of eliminates a lot of that scheduling issue. Well, Tuesdays, Thursdays, you know you have linear systems class. You know everybody's going to be there. So let's see, how are online students expected to participate in team class activities? Well, you're going to have to go into breakout rooms and you'll have to do the activities just like us here in class. So you will have to wait and find out. So you're not off the hook if you're an online student, that's for sure. I will be expecting to hear what you guys have to think, just like you're doing now. Any other questions? All right, go for it.
Will there be hybrid teams? Like
You can, yeah, good question. You could have a hybrid team. So there are risks to that though, right? What's the risk of having a hybrid team? Communication sometimes. And I'll be honest, it is a lot easier to work in a team when you can interact with people in person. Not to say that online teams don't work, but there's no accounting for that interpersonal chemistry, being able to read people's body language, read people's energy levels. It just gives you a little bit better level of understanding of others. But you can certainly have combo teams because you might already know people online very well. But you will want to make sure that you are being very inclusive of everybody equally. So a lot of times what I have seen with combo teams is that the people who are able to meet in person, they form a closer bond than with the others that are online. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you make that extra effort to really bond with your online counterparts. Yes,
For the exam part, when you mentioned the exam will be 150 minutes, is there like a specific time between 2:30 to 4:50, or does that be exactly at
2:30 to 3:45. That will be what your exam times are. Yep. That way everybody takes it at the same time, and then I have enough time left over if anybody needs SAS accommodations. So yeah, so make sure you mark it 2:30 to 3:45.
You mentioned from the home, multiple choice or write a problem, but did you say write and type an essay?
Yes, there will be some essay questions.
How was that? How long does it have to be the essay then?
So these are all details that we'll get into like as we get through the course, because then you'll have an idea of what like say proofs look like, or you'll have an idea of like what word problems are like. So without seeing like the type of problems, it's kind of hard to describe.
And for each question, they were 10 point each, so some of them might be a little bit different.
Some might be a little bit more, depending on how much effort you have to put into it. But as a general rule, they're usually about 10 points each.
Any like extra credit from some of these essays or some of these exams or no?
No, there'll be extra credit that's completely separate from exams. Because like when you're taking the exam, you should just be focused on the exam, not worrying about extra credit at that point. So extra credit will be separate assignments in Canvas. All very detailed questions. We'll definitely go over much more about exams for sure. I know you all will have a lot of questions. Any other about just the overall layout of the course? How things will be handled? Yes.
There will be no in-person class next Tuesday because it's all virtual.
Because of what?
Because it's all virtual by the syllabus.
Yes. Yes, so you'll want to look at the modality. Really good job paying attention to detail. I'll send out an announcement just so that you're aware. But yes, for the schedule, for next Tuesday, that one will be virtual. So you're going to want to make sure that you are looking at each of these sessions for the details. That, like I said, they most likely follow a very distinct pattern, and you'll notice that. There might be some exceptions depending on what's going on that week and other things that I have to account for with my job. But most of the time, we're going to be here on Tuesdays all together, and then Thursdays will be your concept videos. So that's the usual pattern. But there might be a couple of exceptions because there's going to be exams or teamwork, things of that nature. But yeah, you'll want to check out the schedule for each of the days. Yes.
The ones that are online, would you send an invite in Canvas then? There's supposed to be a link for that.
Yeah. So what happens is that when we meet for a live class session, you're going to see it in the general channel, just like this. So I'll create, and it'll appear on your it'll appear on your Outlook calendar, just like it did today. So anytime we're meeting all together, hybrid fashion, you're going to see a meeting that's going to be in your general channel, and you'll see it on your Outlook calendar. That way you'll know. And then you can also see it's on the course schedule. So you'll see it in a couple different places. Let's see. So Samuel Gonzalez says, could the team assignments be done independently? And could they be completed without attending class? No, because you're going to have designated days when you're going to work on your teamwork. You can't complete team assignments independently because you're going to want to work in a team to complete them. So there's no individual work for team projects. You're going to work as a team. Let's see. Do we have to join the Teams call on 2 separate devices? No. No.
I meant for like exams.
Oh, exams? No, exams won't have anything to do with Teams. On the days that you have exams, then you'll go right to your exam in Canvas, And you'll make sure that you have your honor lock set up and you'll just go ahead and start the exam online. There will be no need to report to a Teams meeting on the days of exams. Just go
Are
right
we
to it.
able to like plug in a webcam onto our laptop and then also use the laptop webcam for exams in order to set up
Yes.
both of them?
Yes, that's exactly how you should do it. So you should have one camera already embedded in your laptop, hopefully. And then you'll just need like a USB side camera.
Okay, because
Plugged in.
the only reason I was asking is I didn't know if you could use two cameras on Honor Lock because I haven't done that previously, so I just wanted to make sure.
You could, as long as you turned off your webcam and then like you had one of them be your front facing camera, you could do it that way.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, like if your laptop doesn't have an embedded webcam, you'll probably have to do that. Any other questions? See. Oh, the other one was, we're gonna discuss teams for sure. Let's see, do we pick out our own teammates? Yes, you're gonna pick out your teammates, that is for sure. So we are definitely gonna do that. Okay, any other questions? You guys are so good at with all these questions. You're really figuring things out. Any other ones? Yes.
Will Honor Lock auto sync the two cameras?
Yeah, honor lock, yeah. Like you'll see in the setup, like how it works. You'll be using both. And we'll talk more about that with your honor lock assignment, like once you guys have your two cameras, and then we'll be able to tell you like what you see. Yeah. Any other questions? All right, let's see. Okay, I don't see any other ones online. Okay, so what's going to be super important is for you to go through your honor lock module. Make sure you have things set up. You're going to have an honor lock setup assignment. You're going to want to make sure that you decide what you're going to do about your textbook. And then today, you are going to make sure that if you decide to remain in the course, that you're going to fill in your first day attendance assignment. That's got to be turned in by before 11:59 p.m. tonight. And then you'll see the next assignments are going to be deciding teams assignments, and then we'll have an honor lock sign up or setup assignment, and you'll be on your way. So let us go ahead, and at this point in time, we are going to go to break. Then we're going to come back and do our rest of what we got scheduled for today. Okay, so let me go ahead and put that in here. So online students, we are going to break until 3:45. So I will see you all back then after that. And we're going to get some things settled for this course. Okay, so snacks, water, all that good stuff. I'll see you back at 3:45. Definitely stretch your legs. All that good stuff. All right, folks, we are back. So I would like to hear from you all about the topic of teamwork. So has anybody had some really good experiences with working in teams? Hopefully, yes. Why is it fun to work in a team? Go for it.
People have different ways to solve the same problem.
Oh, I know. I'm always fascinated by that. Yeah, definitely. People have different ideas about solving a problem. Maybe somebody does it in a way that you never would have thought of. Or something occurs to them that didn't occur to you, and vice versa. Anything else?
Encouraging.
Yeah, I love that. So, somebody's not feeling as well that day, or maybe they're having trouble with a concept. They got people who are going to build them up. They're going to hopefully help them. Certainly that's part of being a good team member. Anything else about being? Yes.
Division of workload.
Oh, I know. Isn't that great? I always enjoyed when we worked in a team because then you felt like you weren't in it alone. And, even if it was a hard project, at least you had other people who could commiserate with you. At different times, people could take over as being the energy of the team. But hopefully, yes, by working in a team, you divide it up. It's not as much as one person alone. Anything else?
Meeting people.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great one. Yes. I'm surprised that was not one of the first ones, but isn't it so nice to meet other new people? Because just think about it this way. Something that I don't know if you're experienced this yet, but please note that this is one of the only times in your life where you're going to have so many people with similar interests or career goals and similar age around you so much of the time. So it's really good to meet so many new people because you never know if these are going to be the people that you work with at some company or they help you get a job down the line, or it's somebody that you keep in contact with just to bounce ideas off of later on. So this is a really unique time in your life. So try to meet as many people as you can. Because otherwise, what happens when we're done with school? We go back to our lives, right? We see the same neighbors, or we have that same group of friends. We're not exposed to all these people all the time. So please take advantage of it. I wish I was back in school for that very reason, because I would have definitely done it a lot differently. I would have gone to every single networking event that I could have. The other thing too is, when we have all of this change that we're going to see with AI, the more that we know other people and can figure out new and different types of jobs, we're going to need to count on one another, especially for ideas on like the different types of jobs that we can create for ourselves. So you never know when you're going to need the rest of the people in your class, just saying. So those are really, really great examples of why it's great to work in teams. Now, I'm sure you probably have not had good experiences as well. So what are some things that we want to avoid when working in teams so that our team is successful? So what are some things that you would like to not see? I know one of it is, please don't ghost your team members. If they've got questions or they don't understand when you're meeting and where, please answer them. Yes.
Caring.
Yes, caring. So definitely, please care about your team members. It does matter.
Like caring your teammates or.
Oh, caring. Oh, I see.
Everything.
You're doing all the work. Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? So we are going to try to avoid that at all possible. Does anybody know what that's called? There is a term for it. A lot of people at different times in their life are guilty of it, but it's called social loafing, where you're counting on your team to carry you. You're trying to do the bare minimum and see who else will step up and see what work you don't have to do. But please note that you're gonna want to try to avoid that behavior at all costs because why?
No one wants you.
Yeah, no one's gonna want you on the team. Any other reasons why you want to stop doing that?
You might get in trouble, maybe. Well,
Yes, you will get in trouble. You won't get promotions. People in their reviews, they won't want to work with you. Your boss won't give you a very good review if they notice that. Also, AI is going to be tracking more and more of your productivity. So it's going to be able to tell and be able to measure whether or not you're loafing and other people are carrying you. So just a word to the wise, you won't be able to get away with it as easily as you might in school. So do be careful. Other things that you want to avoid so that your team is successful.
communication problems.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that you reply in a timely manner to your team members. Another good one might be that you all are very clear about what communication platform you are using. I am giving you one, so you will want to use Teams because that's something that everybody has available to them, and there's no misunderstandings. If you do decide to use something else besides Teams, make sure that everybody's aware of it. Everybody's included. Don't have separate chats for some people and then others are not included. You want to make sure that you respond to your team members quickly. When do you think is a good turnaround time for responding to your team members?
Thursday and Tuesday. Well, Tuesday.
Yeah, so definitely during class time, designated class time, you gotta be making sure you're checking those messages. Anything else? Yes.
Is maybe better to do later today or tomorrow?
Yeah. I think you had an idea, maybe? Did you have an idea? Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. Okay. What do you think? What do you think is respectful of your team members? Would you like to receive a reply? If you were trying to find out information from your team members, what would you like? Oh, and out. Ooh, that's really quick. Anybody else? What expectations do you have?
You say?
If you were to communicate with your team members, you genuinely had a question and needed some help on something, what do you all think is an appropriate response time for getting back to your team members?
Like daytime, definitely not nighttime.
Okay. So you'll want to be respectful of their nighttime activities.
Kind of like, definitely not when they're like working or something. Like
Yeah.
times of when everyone's available.
Yeah. So that's something you're going to want to talk about in your teams. Like who has commitments at night that prevent them from answering messages? Maybe someone has family or has a night shift. You want to talk about your expectations and communication. But a good rule of thumb is that you don't want, especially if you're working in a team for projects, you don't want to really wait longer than 24 hours. Ideally, if you can get back to them much sooner than that, that would be better, especially if it's something that it's time sensitive. But you should be paying attention to your team members. Anything else? What are some other things that might hinder your success as a team? Anything else that might have happened to you in other courses, other experiences? What are some things we want to avoid? So we talked about you don't want to be a social loafer. You don't want to have only a few people carrying the entire load. You want to make sure you set those communication expectations. You're consistent in your platforms that you use. People's schedules. Anything else?
Dealing with conflict appropriately, I guess.
Ooh, interesting. Tell me more.
So depends on how like intense it is, but if it's like, they're not like being a team member at all or stuff like that, maybe try to like maybe limit their access. Well, first talk to like an instructor, but if they're like not being a team member at all,
Okay,
maybe try to limit their access. For some, first talk to them,
okay,
and if they like still aren't doing anything, maybe try to like step it up gradually.
okay. Yeah, so if you have a conflict, you should always give other people the benefit of the doubt, right? There might be something that you don't know that's happening with them. Maybe they had a family emergency. Maybe their car broke down. Maybe there was a legitimate reason for why they couldn't communicate with their team. Or the other possibility is that they have no idea that there's a problem. It could be simply they might be doing some behavior that they don't realize is affecting the team functioning. So you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You always want to, ask questions, find out what's going on with them. Tell them about the behavior that you observe. You don't want to be, certainly very aggressive. You want to be on an information finding session first to see where the miscommunication came up. We're gonna be talking a little bit later about different team dynamics. So keep this in mind, but your one very important thing that we're gonna be doing shortly is you wanna make sure that you find team members that are on the same page as you. So when you're gonna be gathering together, figuring out who's gonna be on your team, you're gonna wanna think about, what might people's idea or expectations be about working in a team? What are their schedules like? What do you perceive as their work ethic? So do try to ask some good questions of people to figure out who is going to be able to function with you on a team successfully. You might want to ask about different experiences on different teams. Do you have similar project interests? So all of these things are going to help you in having a successful team if you can start off on a very similar page. And have very styles that are compatible with what you need to get done. So I want you to think about, we're going to be thinking about how would we find some good team members and go around and get to know one another. So I'm curious from you all, what are some interesting icebreaker questions that you want to find out about each other? How are you going to break the ice? What's your favorite icebreaker question? What would you want to know about other people?
What made you decide your major?
Okay. All right. So obviously you're going to ask about your major. Okay. Anything else?
AI.
What would you ask about AI? How much you use it?
If you're on board or not.
Oh, okay. If you even use it at all. How many of you don't use AI? Is anybody willing to admit? No one's gonna admit. Okay. We have a lot of students that actually are very anti-AI. So we have both sides of the argument with our students at USF. Any other questions you might want to ask as an icebreaker? Of other people. Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
Okay. So, a little bit details about your background. Anything else?
More personal hobbies.
Oh, okay. So we got hobbies. Anything else that comes to mind? So this is something, just a little hint here. I encourage you to always have quite a few icebreaker questions up your sleeves, because you never know when you might encounter a really good networking event. So you're going to want to have some interesting questions that you ask other people to get to know them. And so a little bit of intrigue that's always, created is if you have a very interesting question that maybe besides the standard, what do you do for a living? You come here often, you know, those kind of things. So just throwing that out there because as you might have guessed, I'm a big, big fan of networking and getting to know others. Anything else you think might be super interesting to ask people your own age? See if our online, okay, looks like online folks also came up with hobbies. Anything else?
Experience with math.
Ooh, okay. All right, so not experience. All right, so you be thinking about it. So we got some different good categories, so thanks for those that contributed. Here are some if you would like to borrow some. I have some different icebreakers on here if you'd like to use some of those. But I would say throw out some interesting questions to your fellow classmates. So one that's always fun is food and restaurants. Like you said, hobbies. But try to think of some ones that are kind of a little fun to think about. So I have some ideas here, but we also have the ones that you came up with. So I will broadcast both of those up here on the screen. But online folks, we are going to send you into your breakout rooms and you're going to get to know people in the online section. So hopefully I've got you thinking about some icebreaker questions that you might want to ask one another. So you are going to be thrown into your first breakout room. So are you ready, online students? Because here we go. We're going to get you into your breakout room. All right. So let's do it. All right, here you go, online students. Hope you were thinking about some icebreaker questions because here we go. And okay. All right, they are off and moving. Okay, so in class, we're going to do something a little bit different. Get you warmed up. I am going to have you do a little surprise that you will show the online students a little later. But you are first going to get into pairs of students. So you're going to find someone else to pair up with. And for your activity, you are going to come up with a cool handshake that's only for people in the linear systems class. So you're going to have to come up with a couple moves where, you know, if you greet each other that way, or linear systems together. So if you like, for instance, if you two pair, you're going to think of some cool handshake moves when you greet your fellow linear system person. So I'm going to go ahead and have you all find a partner, come up with your handshake. And along the way, I hope you'll get to know them. So we'll see what y'all come up with. Gotta be a good one. Get to know each other along the way.
I almost follow that next.
So go ahead and meet someone.
Me too, bro.
That's okay. It's like a business phone. Instead of an it's a robot, you just go. Oh, you should start it.
Someone's feeling crazy.
I don't know.
Got an idea, bro. This is right.
If something.
Systems are made at live, and even if I don't know how to be with that, you're right, but like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of too.
Dave, that's 30. That's really hard. Before that, but second month and that. Programming's bad.
You're taking off. Okay, we got one move. All right.
Not mechanical.
Why?
That's so crazy.
So you.
You're a freshman class, you're also taking.
Better.
You didn't take Python last semester? Gosh, I took Python. I took.
Let's do that. Maybe.
I got a chance
Come on, Shay.
Oh, yeah, that.
honestly did feel like, day after this. Yeah, well,
You gotta have something that's not saying.
Yes. That's the first time someone's asked that. Right? Funny. Just like,
A bunch of lines. Okay, okay.
I added an extra.
That's not bad.
It's not the same thing.
Maybe the next two.
Bro.
Yes.
This is nice.
My first, but that's.
Wait, that doesn't work. So maybe we do bracket. And then a fist bump. That looks good.
looking good, looking good.
I'm not much of a handshake. Yeah, for work, right?
Always change it later. I guess.
Listen up, everybody.
That's not good.
Each pair of people is going to find another pair of people. You're gonna get to know them, and then you're gonna combine your handshake moves. So you should now know 4 moves to a handshake, and you should be able to have groups of 4 now. So every pair of people find another pair, and now come up with your larger handshake. Got groups of 4. Yeah, okay.
So we were just talking.
We'll tell you what we, this is from,
So like that. From, so this is like a person.
This part's a bit weird. It's like a party. Try to do a matrix. We might want to modify that.
It's hard.
On this side, that's 5. You guys got 5. What's happening with you 2?
Yeah, there's a bit.
5.
You got 5. Oh, somebody, all right.
Well,
Hold up. Somebody, okay. You guys keep going, keep going. You're a group of 4, keep going.
I think this is good though. Like thinking of.
Well, all right, so somebody's gonna have to join them.
system is, oh, system of.
You have all groups of 4. Somebody from here, somebody from here is gonna join those 2 back there.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going? Volunteers.
No.
So WE is fake.
You
said you know it.
That was kind of.
Actions is what?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of like. It's like.
Just agree.
That's it, just like a reason. Yeah. Like, sometimes like when I'm confused, sometimes I'll just do this and then like.
Y'all do that?
Yeah, so.
Sure. So we can do that.
Like, what else do we do?
We do that. Then you can
Lend your system. We have a little.
Yes.
Yes.
Here.
Your handshake should have 4 moves at least.
Okay.
Does it have a special meaning? I guess.
We're trying to put a little bit of dynamics. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
I draw a Y, you draw a.
I was like trying to cross the equal sign, but that one, that's even a.
Well, we don't have that.
That's how it's for me. What if we only see like one other person? That kind of like doing the work. It's like.
Yeah.
There's like.
X.
Hell yeah.
It was like 8.
I'm good to make.
Right now. Don't jump first.
That's good.
This is ridiculous. Maybe we have vectors.
Good lecture.
A lot of vectors. We draw.
Okay.
So how we get to see other people's.
You can be one vector and I'll be another. Let's have vectors. We can have like. Wait, no.
So when.
And if we combine the vectors, we will have or something. Like I go on top of you.
It was like,
You ever go back?
That's it. Sum it up. Like.
I don't know anything actually, I just thought it was very brilliant.
And it looks similar to the X. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I missed it. I was.
yeah, like,
Being sorry, but.
yeah. Shady. I'll ask my it's the same, that would be so crazy. I'll ask her. If it's the same, that's gonna be the same. What's going on?
Oh, with the fingers?
You're also nature.
Like if I.
For the same reason as I.
Exactly.
Like, this is how I do it right now.
Little fine, right?
Yeah. It'd be.
Area where you do last. Another one, there's 3 that it.
I'm trying to miss many, but you know, I just like, it's a good.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm glad Thursday.
Yeah.
Although this costs you have nothing to do. So let's cross.
Yeah. I thought it'd be like.
That's 3. It's only like 13.
Just a special plane, that's not us.
They. That's it.
I think that's good. That's probably because she can.
That's
Like, but that's not the sign.
I think it's more than that, actually. That's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I trained.
The meeting's like 56, but they're gonna give us
Another interview.
I would just get one day off.
Take me back to static.
I just don't.
If I was a mechanical.
So,
Like, I just want to have some.
this kid,
Experience.
switch up 30.
It was like. We have these ridiculous taxes.
You don't have to be.
That's not bad. It's actually.
It's one of my other classes.
It's a nice sister.
Alright, each 4-person group, you now find another 4-person group to merge with. So you should have 8 total. You should now have an 8-move handshake.
Wait,
Are we going with the summer?
So two groups of 4 need to merge into one 8-person group. So pick another 4-person group to merge with.
We're probably gonna do this.
Like 8 people all
Total.
together.
So you're gonna pick another 4-person group to merge with.
So we all have to like handshake each other at the same time.
That's not what you meant, right?
No,
Okay.
you have to come with a move. Any 2 members to do at any given time. So what are you guys merging? What's happening? Are you guys merging? All right, we got groups here, you need to merge. Together? All right, so you guys want to get to know one another? Do all the icebreaker questions, and then you gotta now come up with your 8 move
I'm like, this is what you're.
gestures.
All right, now we got it.
X.
Oh, heck no.
You guys need to merge with your other group here.
To the last.
It's
Possible. Here.
Yeah.
It's got bad memories.
It's our
Got bad memories.
But therefore.
Meeting each other.
Restricted to.
We got.
What's that?
It's supposed to be like.
I'm gonna get a paper. Cause it's gonna take lots of
Wait, I'll just.
And then add the baseball swings.
And then after baseball.
Add the baseball swings.
We're good.
Oh, you guys really thought that.
We've been thinking about this whole time.
What are y'all doing?
What do you guys got?
So you got,
It's weird.
and open everything, and then a baseball.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay, so.
what are we doing first?
So we combine them?
No, I got it. All right.
Tell me what it is.
This.
You can add
This right here. This.
Yeah.
Look at that. This. Ours is one. What was after
What was it? You went together?
This one.
Then the snap.
Is that 7 or 8?
Okay, so.
Oh, by the beginning?
Baseball swing. I don't
No,
know.
no, no, no.
This.
Yeah. That was, yep.
Yeah, and then baseball.
The moves on each one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we could do it.
Tell us when somebody hits it.
In the sequence.
Oh, like what goes, I go down. What's?
No, I meant like in order.
Search it on there.
Maybe just do the fifth.
Okay.
That's not like. No.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, we could do that.
That's what.
Yeah. I like this.
That's dope. Hey, both are.
Well.
Okay.
Once we merge again, that's 16.
I actually just mean, wait, are we doing the dap or straight up slab?
Static.
Just wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 words. 8. You could have been better in mine.
That works. That's 8.
That's 2.
Well, the snap counts as one.
Snap.
We have 3 rooms.
You could just say it's 2.
Is there a
Sir?
Yeah.
Or like, I shit talking.
I put the fist.
That might be.
Okay.
That's snap and then a point. That's 2.
Yeah.
Just snap and then.
You do it fast, you just.
I get that.
I got an 8.
Especially, I'm gonna.
And then there's like this.
Yes. It's okay, we got it.
I see.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this.
Ready?
You don't wanna-
Yeah, I'm sure y'all don't want to do it.
I just want to know all the doing it
All
at
right,
this
quick,
point.
practice run.
Practice, because we can see.
It's good to know. Okay.
All right, we got it.
Okay.
We got it. Like, we have to make pressure.
These are notes.
That was.
Yeah, we just, you know.
And we, like, it was like a pretty good. He was. Oh.
They got the second. No, we're getting.
Not a good team.
I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, yeah, he made the visual.
If I take up this one,
So he's kind of Jamaican part. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Got your moves down, get to know each other better. You also want to make sure that you practice your hand gestures. Make sure you all know them.
Oh, we all said all.
Yeah,
So y'all help us start practicing.
I mean, we're gonna start like that.
Right now for a reason.
This is why we practice.
Right now for a reason.
So you can use thumb.
I don't forget the chat.
That's all. So, I didn't want, first of all, I didn't want to take that first one. I actually wanted to go to the different one.
How do you know who's gonna go on?
This is y'all. Make an executive decision.
All right now, all right now.
I'm thinking here.
Okay.
How do we decide who does that every time?
So I wanted to go to Tallahassee.
Somebody just has the ball. Someone gotta know. Just play it off.
It's always the hard one.
Which actually,
It's thumb.
I mean.
Okay, so one person just takes it.
No, whoever comes, and I think that's whoever goes under, stay under.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
You guys
just.
working out your handshake.
Okay.
You know what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Hey, I fist bump
You got
partner.
8 different moves.
Kind of, yeah.
You gotta be a move for, yeah, 8 different moves.
Okay.
I live, recently moved to the necessary.
Yeah. So we keep.
I guess, I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, they have 4 too, so that was what I said, yeah, we could just reach.
I think. Yeah, I know.
She come with that.
There's.
Oh, you mean underneath it, okay.
Yeah.
Just.
We could not do it.
Is that 8?
Yeah, it's still, it's still, it's just replacing the dab with just.
Hold on, wait. Figure that there.
I think that makes sense.
Spamming.
Yeah, that's good, if y'all like.
So does everybody know each other's names? Hey. So we know each other's names. Also, each of you need to come up with a cool team name. Cool team name. Yes. For
Definitely about to do
You want to bring up a team name now?
Yeah.
Brand. I'm sorry. I knew it was.
You guys got a team with me? You know each other's names?
GR.
But it's getting to know each other's names. You're gonna want to have a team name too for your.
You wanna make it?
But we're not gonna expand.
No.
Yeah.
This was the last expansion.
I don't.
We're have a 16.
I know, right?
No.
So it's your name?
No matter, bro.
James.
I guess we just keep on going until we remember. Joshua.
Jose.
She's gonna say name.
Joshua.
Now let's do something different. Now you say what you think his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, could I make paper and a pencil?
GR. Angelina.
I just remember.
Dustin. Robbie.
I'm not gonna spell good, so.
Like
I'll tell you.
Sounds far.
The lady Jose. I think Josh. I'm sorry. JR.
GR. GG.
Go by Timmy.
GG? GR.
Oh, I said JR.
Jackson. Yeah. Jay.
All right, 1 more minute to practice your 8-move hand gestures. 1 minute to also figure out a team name.
That's just.
E is a dog, I have an igloo, E is an elephant, C. What's our team? E and an L.
Done by Shiny Hunters.
Got it, bro? I'm not that team.
And deal with it.
Unrestricted.
You want to repair on the trip?
I didn't say that.
What does that even mean?
Oh, yo. So they hear everything I'm saying.
No.
I think it's literally just coming from the.
I like banana better.
But that's more fun.
You just do it, pick it up. Can't we always change it? Why don't we just have it, it's not just a one like, oh no, that's gonna be on our page.
That's what I said.
I need this all.
Banana.
Oh my God.
Team Rocket, yeah, if any of y'all have like Thursday, we're working.
It might kick me out. This song.
I'm honestly down.
I'll find this one.
I'll find worse. You like banana? Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna listen.
I'm bringing the online students back. Can online students hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, our fate is in your hands. You are gonna see a secret hand gesture series from each team that will be how we greet each other in linear systems. And you're gonna decide the winning team for what hand gesture we're gonna use. So we're gonna have our first team come up. You're gonna select 2 people to do it. You wanna see any gesture, handshake.
I can't see anything.
Well, they're gonna come up to the front of the class. So 2 people.
No, I mean like the camera's black.
Oh, no, you crazy.
I see
Come
it.
up so they can see you.
Like 100 times.
Well, linear.
All right, hold on.
Wait,
Don't
algebra
start
is a
yet.
linear
Let you know.
We might just went for
You
the.
It's funny.
All right, so are you in the field of view? Okay, it looks like you're in the field of view. Okay, so. Wait, don't go yet. We have somebody's head in the way. All right, move over just a little bit more that way. Okay, all right. Are you ready? What's your team name? Problem solvers?
Ryman solvers.
Oh, rhyming solvers. Okay, so this is your first team that you're gonna vote on, online students. So you have 3 teams to choose from. Our fate is in your hands as to the hand gestures we're gonna use for this class. All right, go. Okay. All right, go ahead. That's our first team. That was team number 1. All right, who wants to go next? Who's gonna come up?
Nope.
All right, here is your second offering. Deanna, what's your question?
Oh, that was an accident, my bad.
Okay. All right, let's make sure they can see him. So you're gonna want to move a little bit more that way. Okay. All right, good. We're in the, all right. This is your team 2 online students, so be looking carefully. Here we go.
Name's Banana.
Banana.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my bad. No, wait, let me do it.
Start over.
I completely forgot.
Let's move it.
That's your copy. Boom.
Hey, that's the second one we got going on. So keep that in mind, online students. We got our third one. All right, so what's our last team? Come on up. Okay, what's your team name?
The linear algebras.
Linear algebras. Okay, that's hard. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Okay. Was that 8, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. All right, online students, you got the 3.
We just moved.
Okay.
Smooth.
So, we're gonna vote. All right. So, online students, I'm gonna put the 3 teams in there. You tell me which one you like the best.
Nice.
Team 1. Team 1.
That's so big.
Whichever one you like, you're gonna make sure that you like what I put in there.
He's calm. So no one's voting first.
All right.
Voting first. Yeah.
All right, so we got team 1, team 2, or team 3. Go ahead and like it or love it. Either one of those. Okay. Oh, we got 4, 5. Ooh.
Come on, guys, scary.
Okay. Oh, team two's catching up.
Okay, come on now.
All right, we've got 5 versus 6. Make sure you voted by liking or loving my team 1, team 2, or team 3. Tied. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. We have a tie, folks. You know what? Oh, no, wait.
No, they
just
went to 8.
Oh, it's an 8.
What happened?
Okay, I don't know what happened, but hopefully no one's double voting.
They can do
Is that
that.
even allowed?
They can
Well,
double
it would just
vote.
be even.
You're not allowed to double vote. Hopefully no one did.
Oh, gosh, that.
Otherwise they would ruin it.
That's
Wait, make it a single emoji then, so that they can't double vote.
All right, let's check it.
Oh, we lose one.
See, all right.
Never plan.
Don't double, no, it looks like there's different votes.
Shit, now we tied. We lost.
Okay.
We got 8 and they
All
got.
right, looks like, oh, we got 8 and a heart and 5 and 3. Oh my goodness.
We won.
All right, team 3.
Wait.
All right.
Now it's 10 and 8.
That's a hard skill.
Somebody
All right,
Man.
somebody, let's see, let's make sure we don't have any names that are the same.
Yeah, there's few parts, so how you can tell which is which?
Have fun. All right, I think all the names are different, yes?
No, there
See, you repeat of names?
There was 2 Maximilians on team 2.
Oh, there was, okay.
Right.
I see one there.
Unless it's like a twin sibling that say the same name.
I'll see it.
There's only 3 hearts now. Oh, he left. Oh.
Which one?
Don't see any double votes in team 2.
What about team 1?
Oh, we got.
Oh, there we go.
So, okay, so, looks like, all right, hopefully you all voted. Got 1, 2. All right, I don't, let's see, we got. All right, we got 8 and we got 9, so it looks like team 2. Did anybody see any duplicate names?
I saw 2 Codys on team 3.
On team 3, there was 2 Cody.
Hey.
Okay,
There's one here.
I'm gonna put
Looks
this
like good.
fact,
Only 1 emoji? Oh, I thought there was 2.
because I don't want to take up their flag.
So here's these, and then here's for the hearts. I don't see any duplicate names.
Are the hearts the same or the different names?
What?
Are the hearts the same or different?
No, those are separate votes. You got 3 heart votes, and then you got 6. You got 6 like votes. So 9 in total. So team 2, come up and show us your moves again. We all gotta do it.
You know, maybe it was good.
Okay, so you're gonna teach the class.
Okay.
What's our linear system handshake?
Okay, so for Team Banana, it starts off with like lines for like equations. Oh, no, it starts with a DAPA.
Yeah.
Standard DAPA.
Okay.
And then you get the 2 lines. Right? And then we just have a standard 1-2 fist pump. But then we snap for the 1,
Okay.
and then we get a 3-dimensional plane.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yes, online.
Hey, hello. Blah.
Are you talking to us? Or do we have a hot mic?
What's up, dude? Good one, how are you?
So, home in Jackson, in which I'm like the hour
All right,
ride
hold
back.
up. Just kidding. Okay. So that is going to be our official handshake for linear systems. Go ahead and make sure you send it to me so everyone knows. So you now will have a handshake to greet each other. With the rest of the time, you're going to keep mingling and try to figure out who you want to be in teams with. So if you haven't talked to someone yet, do it now.
Wait, how long big are teams?
Oh, let's see, we got 5 minutes left.
Seriously?
How big are
So,
This.
How big?
so you're gonna want to make sure that you find teams of 5. If you figure it out, as soon as you figure it out this coming week, you're gonna want to make sure you let me know there's an assignment to complete. There's an assignment on campus that says decide teams. So 5, find your teams of 5. You can mix with online students as well.
That's pretty good.
All right, so team 2 banana, you're gonna need to stand here.
Good.
I don't.
I had a bag.
So you want to take any thoughts?
Control, leave systems handshake.
Just ask Brandon.
They have other priorities. They only have other priorities.
Going to do three. You can do shake the. Also, we split everyone.
All right.
How many per group?
5.
Anything more?
No,
How?
it's gotta be 5.
I'm scared.
These team assignments to that.
Yeah. That's good.
What?
I got you.
Question?
I'm scared of you.
So how's this team still gonna work during class
you-
time? Exactly.
You two are in a group?
We'll find out.
I trust
Keep it part of the surprise.
you. You worry.
Yeah, Trump.
Two guys.
No.
Wait.
Do we copyright that?
Gonna do it in group like.
However, yeah.
Who made banana?
Yeah, that's.
No, who's the one who did it?
So like, because I've got like.
You said the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
I get it now. I thought it just came out of your mind. I'm like.
Because I was like, oh, look, I'm restricted.
Okay.
Yeah, we-
You don't need a copyright. You're the original owner of banana.
Oh, hour.
Well, all my friends.
You guys can't use
a
this
switch to Google. And it makes all the group chats green.
Don't worry, it's algebra.
Okay.
I've had Apple. Oh, I love Google. Yeah, I love it.
It's like,
We did win.
Victoria. I don't know what that is.
His classes, that's one.
Quick question.
If you're excited, I don't know. Oh, wait, names, Dustin, Mitchell, Robbie. Jose? Yeah. Joshua.
Well, Valvin.
Here to grouping.
I don't know, it might just be like, we just do problems. I guess.
It's not an essay like a performance essay. Right then. So, yeah, you will need.
Wonder how the 2 camera thing's gonna work.
Verification.
Teach 2 cameras.
Just white proofs because we're not going that
Your laptop webcam.
depth. More like, you're more like verifying different.
Verify it. So you're using better ways.
So there'll be more than one people, there'll be several different ways someone could solve the same problem.
Oh, not like doing
Screens.
You got another ace.
No, yeah. Right.
All right.
That's not too bad.
I think who it is. You don't even know who it is.
Yeah, so
Job.
I got one.
you all your answers to the exam, so I don't know if it's take the exam, but it'll ask you to put that things like multiple choice.
No, plus, yeah, you're supposed to just give them. Oh, are y'all trying to like? Support. That's all I'm like.
Yeah, so if you have any action.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Saying about cheating.
Everything is examined, so like.
Additional place to turn.
Why is this so much exam data?
Did stuff on scrap paper. You know.
Thanks.
I thought. I've been there. Well, I mean, like.
You'll submit the whole exam and then. It's a lot
Well,
of
all you have to do is just do the first 2 tests.
technical things to like, yeah.
Technical difficulties
Yeah.
sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know.
You're gonna talk more about that next week too?
That's what I end up with an A.